In this digital age, I'm sure you would agree if I tell you all of us are overwhelmed with vast amount of information available on every topic on planet Earth, especially when it comes to online business, making money online, starting a side hustle. These are the most abused topics on the internet. And if you just look at the web search or any social media platforms, you will find an abundant information which will make you overwhelmed and anxious, not leading anywhere. You will be spinning around in circles, not knowing where to go and what to implement if you want to successfully start something. So this episode, we're going to talk about top 5 things that you need to figure out in order to start a successful side hustle. Hello, welcome to Side Hustle with 9 to 5 podcast. I'm Dr. Priya, your host and founder of Side Hustle with 9 to 5 program. And I help unhappy and dissatisfied office goers build a successful income generating side hustle along with their 9 to 5 job. Starting a side hustle with a full-time salary allows you to experiment multiple strategies and pursue the avenue that generates income. And this Side Hustle with 9 to 5 podcast is your one-stop destination for mindset tools, success strategies, and processes to implement for launching and growing a side hustle along with your full-time job. Without much delay, let's get on with today's episode. Starting a side hustle can be very overwhelming, especially with the vast amount of information that are misled by so many different people attaching their own perspective to actual facts and figures. So I'm here to break this down into simple steps that you need to figure out in order to find out if you are suitable as a side hustler and what are the things that you need to figure out before you even call it a successful side hustle. So I have identified, based on my personal experience, top 5 things that you need to figure out even before you jump on the side hustle wagon. So let's get started with the first one. First step that you need to figure out is to identify, why do you want to start a side hustle? Everybody would say money. I want money, so I want to start an online business. I want to be a business coach. I want to be a consultant. But money making and business do not go hand in hand, because money is the final outcome of the business. But to launch and grow a successful business, especially online business, in a huge competitive space requires a lot of discipline, requires a lot of hard work, time management, strategies, the right mindset. I should have told the mindset first. So these are mandatory. These are essential to start a business. And did you see, I didn't mention money, because money is not something that is mandatory to start a business. It's not a brick and mortar business. So money is the final outcome. So if you need money, you might as well do an additional job. You can do any other cash in hand or extra jobs to make money. But to start a business, you need a strong why. Why do you want to do it? So you want more time with your family. You want more independent freedom lifestyle. You want to leave a legacy. So these are examples of some of the why statements which would trigger you to stay consistent in doing. Because I'm warning you, starting a business is not as fancy, as glamorous as it seems. So you would see a lot of Instagram influencers and YouTubers posing with $1 million cars and fancy mansions. But it all starts with a lot of tears, lot of nerve-wracking moments and failures where you have to pick yourself up, piece yourself together and keep going. So I'm warning you that it is not as fancy. If your why is not very strong enough, you might not have the discipline, you might not have the courage, you might not have the consistency and discipline to stay in this real hard game. So that would be your very first statement to figure out even before you jump on this online business side hustler wagon. So why do you want to do this? So that's a very critical piece of information that we need to figure out before we jump onto this. The second thing that you have to figure out is what type of business do you want to do? Do you want to be an online coach? Do you want to offer consulting? So you might ask me, what is the difference between that? So coaching and mentoring is more of a long-term relationship over a period of time where the person tries to transform their mentee with their experiences and with their knowledge. Whereas consultation could be a one-off consultation. Somebody has a problem, they want it to be fixed, so they fix a one-time consultation and they pay you for the time and then you solve their issue in that period of time. Or you could also be selling a product. You can have an e-commerce store. Or you could be selling a service. You can be someone who manages bookkeeping services. You can be someone who manages their social media pages. So these are selling as services. So what type of business do you want to do? Do you like doing? This is something that you have to figure out. Do you have the confidence to be a coach, or would you rather work at the back end of the business as a virtual assistant, or as an organization person, or as someone who can manage their finances? So this is something that you decide based on your personality and your passion. The third thing that we need to figure out is, after you've finalized what type of business you want to do, you need to figure out, what do I have today? So the today is, you can visualize in bold, big fonts, which is underlined, highlighted in a different color. So whatever you have today, with those resources, what you can do to start that particular side hustle. If you're starting a coaching business, all you need is a laptop, a smartphone, and internet, and that's it. All you have to do is start a social media platform and just start providing value every day. When your energy reflects that you're genuinely willing to help people, people will reach out to you and ask for your help. Okay? So these are the things that are intertwined to tell that you are a good coach. So your knowledge, your energy, your passion, the way you show up, your mindset. If you don't trust in yourself, nobody's going to trust in you. So these are different pieces of the puzzle that has to be combined together to form a good coach or a good side hustler. Any business you do, these are mandatory. After you figure out what you have today to start getting onto the side hustling business, you have to figure out how much time do you have to allocate. So that's the fourth thing that you want to figure out. So apart from your full-time job, apart from your family commitments, apart from your everyday chores and other responsibilities and parents, what are the other timings that I have that I can allocate to my side hustling business? If you want to be realistic, I would say 2 to 3 hours is a very decent side hustle time that you can start off with. And once you get results, I'm sure you'll forget sleep, you'll forget your Netflix, you'll forget your party time, and you will invest more time in yourself and in your growth. All right. So before that, you should have a clear picture about your time management schedule on how much hours you can invest in your side hustle. So that's a fourth thing that we have to figure out. How much time can I invest? And the last thing that I want to do is, it is hard to juggle between a full-time job and a side hustle. Once you get traction, once you start signing clients, once you start making money, so it'll be shiny towards your business, but your income is very secure. So there should be a clear line that demarcates between your side hustle and your day job. So how will you figure out to unplug from your day job and unplug from your side hustle so they don't overlap, they don't intertwine. At this stage, I do want to point out that if your side hustle is an extension of your day job, if it's kind of very related, I would be more careful about the legal contracts that I've signed with my management and even ethical issues. It's just me as a person that I wouldn't want to do that. But if it has some legal consequence, if it might affect your reputation at your day job, you might have to think twice. The job that I'm doing now and my online business coaching are completely different. They're totally random. So in that case, I'm not liable, or there's nothing that is going to create a conflict of interest. So that is something that you have to be very mindful when you're starting a side hustle. And how are you going to unplug? Are you going to sit in your day job and work in your business? Are you going to sit in your business coaching call and think about the deadlines that you have in your day job? So that is a mindset shift that you need to develop to unplug from your day job and your side hustles. I think I have covered the basics of these 5 main issues to figure out before you jump on to the side hustle wagon. Let me quickly summarize as always. So the first step is to figure out your why you want to start a side hustle. The second step is to figure out what type of business you have to offer. The third type is to figure out for my business type, what tools do I have today to kickstart straight away. After listening to my episode, you should be able to kickstart your side hustle, or at least make that very first move. Now, step 4 is to figure out how much time do you can spare in your side hustle along with your other commitments. And step 5 would be to figure out how to unplug and detach and completely demarcate your main 9-to-5 job and your side hustle. I hope this episode was helpful and you loved listening to me as much as I loved creating this for you. If you love listening to this podcast, make sure to screenshot this and give me a shout out. Tag me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is at DrPriyaJaganathan. That's Dr. Priya Jaganathan. So I would love to hear your shout out. And if you're interested in my one-on-one business coaching, which is side hustle with 9-to-5 coaching program, please jump on to www.drpriya.com.au and fill in the form and join the waitlist for the next opening in March. Okay? I will see you all on the other side.